Владивостоке. Что вы делаете? Вы уведете ваши ракеты слишком скоро. Я думаю, что мой космический корабль знает, в какую сторону идти, да.
We did not know they were defecting until it was too late.
On the 26th of April, 1959, the West was stunned. The Russians had launched their first cosmonaut into space. The cosmonaut's name was Tacronicus Medved. The events which transpired in the wake of this first mission by a Soviet space Pomeranian would become one of the lost secrets of the Cold War. Starting in 1957, the United States and the Soviet Union had been in a desperate race to be the first superpower to put an astronaut, or cosmonaut, into space.
The saga of Ham, trailblazer in space, is the story of a 3-year-old chimpanzee serving the cause of science.
While the US began training chimpanzees to fly the first missions into space, Khrushchev had different ideas. He ordered the Soviet space program to focus its attention on dogs, Pomeranians, to be the first crews which would be launched into space. Years later, after the fall of communism, a former Soviet space scientist was interviewed by the BBC. His account paints a vivid picture of those days.
You worked on those early space Pomeranian missions, is that correct?
Yes, correct. I was the voice of ground control for the mission in question.
What was the attitude of the Soviet people to dog cosmonaut Medved, a hero?
Medved was so cool, so confident, the very embodiment of Soviet principles. His rank in Soviet Air Force was Major, so we called him Major Pom, a nickname.
When Medved flew into space a second time, he had a co-pilot. What was Shefri Malinky Sisitsi like?
Lisitsy was always very cheerful, very enthusiastic. But he never told you what he was thinking. German Khrushchev adored them both. They were two heroes of Soviet Union.
And just how did that second mission go?
Very well. A-OK, as the Americans say.
Собака Востоке 2. Как ваше состояние в системе? Все системы работают отлично, товарищ контролера. Очень хорошо. Очень хорошо. У вас есть разрешение на еще 7 орбит. Очень хорошо. Убедитесь, что вы загрузили задатки координатный по компьютеру. Да, товарищ контролера. Насколько вы знаете его?
A-OK, as the Americans say. Until incident, that is.
In retrospect, you say there were clues that Medved and Lisitsy were planning something?
2 clues we missed. First, Lisitsy was Ukrainian. We should have seen that one coming. Second clue was a response Medved made from orbit. We asked him about landing coordinates and he made that smart aleck response.
Убедитесь, что вы загрузили задатки координатный по компьютеру. Да, товарищ контролера. Насколько вы знаете его?
That should have tipped us off.
Medved fired the retro rockets early, which caused the capsule to leave orbit over the Pacific. Is this correct?
He knew very well what he was doing. You saw the tape. When he fired rockets early, I thought was maybe a mistake. His last transmission removed all doubt.
Где собаки в Востоке? Где собаки в Востоке? Что вы делаете? Вы увидите ваши ракеты слишком скоро. Я думаю, что мой космический корабль знает, в какую сторону идти. До свидания. Пан за командой, говоря, майор Пам, ваша стена нет, там что-то не так. Вы слышите меня, майор Пам? Вы слышите меня, майор Пам?
We lost him on radar. Next thing we knew, they had landed in American Midwest, Kansas, Iowa, New Jersey, one of those places. American press went ape. Whole incident, as you know, became basis for a song written by British rock and roll musician David Bowie.
Hold on, wait a minute. Are you saying that the defection of Medved and Lisitsy inspired the song Space Oddity? And that rock icon David Bowie got the lyrics from this incident?
Da, конечно.
Really?
How is this surprise? Ground control to Major Palm, take protein pill, put helmet on. These are scripted phrases from Soviet launch standard operating procedures. But
how did Moscow react to the news of the defection?
Nikita was heartbroken. All official photographs were, of course, altered to remove traitors.
In the wake of this spectacular defection, tensions between the superpowers rose. Accusation and counter-accusation flew between Washington and Moscow. Medved and Litsitsky were given asylum and new identities. Relocated to California, the two former cosmonauts quickly settled into their new lives as Americans.
I don't believe America. There is food everywhere. This place is amazing. It is good to be free in America, Lar. Maybe we should get a recreational vehicle.
The world, meanwhile, moved on. Stunned by the defection of their space Pomeranians, the Kremlin abandoned the program and turned exclusively to human cosmonauts. Within weeks of the defection, Moscow stunned the world with the launch of Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space. America followed suit shortly thereafter with Alan B. Shepard, and the space race was on. By the end of the year, the saga of the Soviet space bombs had been forgotten. Just another footnote in the lost secrets of the Cold War.